All right, so Boost Mobile has its own brand device. Similar to as like T-Mobile has their own brand of device, the Revel. On Boost Mobile, Boost Infinite, they have the Celero. Now, shout out to Boost Mobile for sending this device out for review. They've actually sent me the Celero 5G also when that device came out, so very, very big shout out to them. Um, but we have the Celero 5G Plus here. And there are, some things you're going to notice right off the bat when you unbox this phone and get it in your hands. And that is if you previously owned the Celero 5G, you're going to know that this phone is much bigger. Of course, now that you see them both in shot, you can see that there is a difference in the colorway. And I like this color with the Celero 5G Plus. This Phantom Gray is really nice compared to the silver of the original Celero 5G. You have your fingerprint sensor on the right side with the volume rocker, a big, large 7-inch display. And on the left side, you just have your SIM tray where you would put your SIM card and your micro SD card. And at the bottom, we have a single firing speaker, Type-C charge port, microphone, and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which I definitely can appreciate that. Love having that there. Um, and of course, the display is huge, and this phone is running Android 12 currently, and I don't know if it's going to get Android 13, but yeah, it's running Android 12 currently at this time. And as you can see, I do have a aftermarket, you could say, in layman's terms, launcher on here. The original stock launcher is stock Android looking. There's just the problem with that is that I'm very OCD when it comes to my apps, and so I like them to be alphabetized when you pull up the app drawer. And for some reason, the native launcher on here just doesn't allow you to organize it like that. It's all scrambled and everything, but it's not bad. I just don't I want people to think that it's a super bad experience and it's just gonna completely hinder your experience with this phone. It's not. That's just me. Of course, this device is 5G capable, hence the name, 5G. So it does pick up on 5G, and this is one of those devices that will pick up on Dish's native 5G network. So besides being able to use AT&T's network and T-Mobile's network, it will use Dish's network as well. I'll run a quick speed test here for you guys, and you guys can take a look at the display itself. It's a nice big 7-inch display, so if you're someone that likes to watch a lot of media on your device, the Celero 5G Plus is definitely going to be big enough for you to view movies and play games and stuff like that on here, which it can play some games. Um, if you want to know, the processing chip is the Snapdragon 695G. So that they went from MediaTek to a Qualcomm, which was a great move because the phone feels much more responsive than the original Celero 5G. And the things that I throw at it, it handles it pretty well. So I got to give it to them on top of that. Smart move to do that. And other things you may notice here with the display itself is that it's got a selfie punch out rather than a teardrop notch on the top. So that was, to me, I don't know. I prefer the selfie punch hole cutout rather than a teardrop notch. That's just me. Again, this is subjective right there. And so when it comes to the other specs of the device, basically it's got 128 gigabytes of internal storage. That is ample amount of storage for you to basically store videos, photos, and even download apps and games that you want to play on the device. So that's good there. 6 gigabytes of RAM. So you do got enough memory to basically run your apps and keep some apps in background. That's always nice. And it's got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery with wireless charging as well. So that's pretty cool. The cameras, for those that want to know, there's a 50 megapixel main camera sensor with a 5 megapixel ultra wide sensor and a 2 megapixel macro sensor. The selfie cam is a 16 megapixel camera. So I would say here that WingTech, which is the company that builds the Celero, they did do a step up. So comparing it to the old Celero 5G, the Celero 5G Plus does really good in the camera department. Now, am I gonna put it on level with iPhones and Pixels? No, but you know what? You're still gonna get a very good shot when you need it, especially with ample lighting. Low lighting, it still slightly suffers, but it doesn't suffer as bad as the Celero 5G did. So in there, I'll say that they made upgrades that are, worthy. Um, the selfie cam does very good, as you see. I mean, sorry to kill you guys with my ugliness, but just to kind of demo the selfie cam. And it's got different modes. You got live focus mode. and I gotta play around with these when I go on vacay, which I'm taking this phone with me. You got slow motion, hyperlapse. You even got Google Lens, and so you do have a few things to kind of just make photography with this device interesting. And I'll include this clip here. I recorded a video clip with the Celero 5G Plus, just so you guys can see how video looks. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of lights on. I have one lamp on just to kind of like balance the lighting to more of a low light, so you guys can see how it does in low light. I think that they did a fantastic job when upgrading. Bigger display, bigger size phone, nice size battery. You got things like the headphone jack, which means that you can use wired headphones to listen to your music and your media. Um, the fact that they went with a Qualcomm chip, that's a very noteworthy thing to kind of express, because in my opinion, Qualcomm over MediaTek any day. In my opinion, MediaTek processors for some reason are just very sluggish, and so you can definitely see the difference between the Celero 5G Plus and the Celero when using both of them. Of course, size wise, I kind of wish that they had like a second generation Celero 5G that was the same size as the original, and then just have the Plus model as the bigger size for those that want a bigger phone. But you know what? We can't always have our cake and eat it too. Right now, I'm gonna definitely say that this is a win for the Celero 5G. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to know about the phone. Put it in the comments, and I'll put it in the full review. But thanks for checking out this quick review. Talk to y'all later.